As a marketer or as a designer, you need to take the guesswork out and use data to make improvements. In this video, we will look at tools and resources you can use to improve websites and landing pages to increase conversions from your existing traffic. My name is Waseem Bashir and I run an agency specializing in conversion rate optimization. Over the years, I've used countless tools and conducted thousands of experiments. In this video, I will show you some of the things you should consider when looking at heat maps. After watching this video, you will understand the various heat mapping tools and also resources that you can try out. Let's do it. Let me holistically explain how heat maps help. As a designer or as a marketer, you want to identify areas on your website or landing pages which are not performing. Obviously, there are lots of variables that we need to consider, but one of them is user experience. Using website heat maps and behavior analytics tools, you can identify problems which are stopping your visitors to take the next step. Later, once we identify problems, we can come up with hypotheses and test them. We will talk more on that in the future series of A/B testing. For now, let's understand how users behave on your website. Heat maps allow us to identify areas on our website where users spend the most time. You can use tools like Hotjar, Crazyegg, and Microsoft Clarity and capture heat maps. Google Analytics can tell you what's happening. Heat maps can show you why. In our agency, we use both Hotjar and Crazyegg. Both have their pros and cons. More on that later. Let's talk about this example from a test which we recently ran for our client. When looking at both heat maps and scroll maps, we noticed the call to action button appeared below the fold. The average fold on mobile was about 658 pixels. A side note on the average fold. The average fold is the average location that would be visible as a user opens the page before they've done any scrolling. This is presented as a white line with the label average fold. So in order to make the form visible, we move the call to action above the fold and push the benefits below the form section. Voila, we measured a huge spike. The result was a 20% increase in conversions. Depending on your findings, I recommend document them in a Google Sheet. This will help you pick one item at a time as an A/B test candidate. We will cover this in a separate video. Let's talk about the various heat maps. The first one is movement map. Using a move map in Hotjar, you can identify hotspots that are drawing user attention. Using this knowledge, you can understand which areas are looked at the most and some blind spots which are going unnoticeable. A click map is kind of a heat map that will show you which areas on your page are being clicked and how many times they've been clicked. This could indicate an issue with your CTA, for example, or any other link, but it also indicates places where people might be interested in more information, such as frequently asked questions. Crazyegg has a powerful click map data which you can filter by lots of options. However, annoyingly, you can only select one filter at a time. Why not allow multiple filters if the data is already there? Hotjar, are you listening? Scroll maps are similar to heat maps, but instead of showing us where users spend the most time, scroll maps show us where users move around within a web page. So if you have information on your page and visitors are dropping off before they scroll to check it out, a good idea would be to push that information up so it's easily visible. Scroll maps will help position various sections depending on visitors' interaction with your page. Here's a pro tip. If you notice not many people are scrolling past 25% of the page, consider a split test where you test out a shorter version of your page. Watching session recordings. You can watch sessions of users interacting with your website or landing page. Most tools offer this feature. Although they are great to find some great user experience gems, watching them one by one is pretty laborious. Here's what I would recommend. Watching people convert. This includes both main goals such as filling out a form and micro conversions such as playing a video. For further investigation, put a list of issues that you might want to investigate and then watch recordings of those and gain more insights. Correlate recordings to other data points, such as rage clicks. This way you will get more insights on what led to the pain that made users click manically. Although tools like Google Analytics, Hotjar, or Crazyegg offer data points, they are still based on inferences you derive from them. This is where Hotjar shines out. Hotjar has a very powerful feature: on-page surveys. On-page surveys help in A/B testing because they give us insights into what visitors think about our content. You can set up surveys and ask questions like, did you find what you were looking for? Are you satisfied with the experience? Would you recommend this to a friend? On-page surveys are great tools to gather feedback from customers and ask them what kind of content they liked and didn't like. This feature is only available in Hotjar and over the years has become very powerful. You can also get notified via email or Slack every time when a visitor fills out your survey. That's pretty amazing. We in fact use the survey as a lead generation tool for one of our clients and have collected over 354 leads in the last year. Rage clicks. Crazyegg has a very useful feature where you can check out rage clicks. These are areas where visitors are clicking expecting to do something. For example, here on Bequest, we noticed visitors, instead of clicking the call to action button, were instead clicking this graphic which had no action. Most heatmap tools have a script block that you can easily install on your website or landing page. If you're running a WordPress website, I would recommend setting up Google Tag Manager first. If you don't know what Google Tag Manager is, I would recommend watching a few videos. Using Google Tag Manager, set up a new tag. Choose the trigger to run on all pages and publish it. If you're using a landing page builder tool, then you can easily add the script via the script section. In Unbounce, you can find it under the scripts tab. In Swipe Pages, for example, you can find the scripts via the dashboard. Make sure to save and publish your page to activate the script on your page. Which of these tools do you want to try or already have checked out? Please leave a comment below. Once you have installed your script, head over to Hotjar. You can follow the same steps for Crazyegg or Microsoft's Clarity. Find your account and click New Heatmap. Make sure you enter the correct domain URL, including wildcards. In our case, we want to track a landing page for a Google PPC campaign. Since the final URL might include UTM parameters, Google Click ID, the URL could be different every time. Hence, we want to capture the URL, including any URL parameters. In order to set up any kind of tracking, I prefer using Google Tag Manager. If you have WordPress, you can install this plugin, Google Tag Manager for WordPress. Once you've installed it, you will see it appear under settings, and if you click on it, it will take you to a screen where you can actually add your Google Tag Manager ID. Google Tag Manager ID is the ID which you get when you sign up for Google Tag Manager, and you can easily copy paste that. Once you've set up your Google Tag Manager, you can then set up different tags. Let's see how this works. By any chance, if the Google Tag Manager plugin didn't work for you, there's another plugin called Insert Headers and Footers. Once you install it, you should be able to see this, where you can install Google Tag Manager by dropping in those scripts. And you can find these scripts under the admin area and click Install Google Tag Manager. You can copy both of these scripts in the right areas. For example, this one goes in the head section and this one goes in the body section. And that's it. Just click Save and that should solve in case if you have any issues using the other method. Let's set up Hotjar for our website. I'm going to use my personal website, waseembashir.com, and head over to Hotjar, paste my URL here, and select blog or personal as a site type. For site owner, I'm going to select my owner account. Because I have multiple websites under my Hotjar account, you might not see this option. So once I click Add Site, I can then head over to my website by clicking this link here. Okay, now we have to set up Hotjar using Google Tag Manager. I prefer to set up using the manual method, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So click on Add Code Manually and head over to your Google Tag Manager account. Click New Tag And under tag configuration, select Hotjar as one of the options here. And simply copy the ID and paste it in here as the Hotjar site ID. And for triggering, choose all pages. Rename this to Hotjar and click Save. And then once you have saved, click Submit and Publish to publish this tag onto your website. So this effectively means Hotjar will be triggered across all pages on your website. Let's verify the installation by clicking this button. Yay, so we set it up. So everything is live, and now we can capture heat map data in Hotjar. Once you log into Hotjar, you might see this screen where you don't have any heat maps. It's because actually Hotjar is doing some clever stuff in the background. It will actually look at top 20 high traffic pages and will start capturing data for those pages. But that doesn't mean you don't have control over manual heat maps. You can easily switch to manual heat maps and select the pages for which you want to capture data. Let me show you how to do that. So you can click New Heat Map and type in the name of the page. So for example, if I want to capture data for the blog page, I can copy this URL and call it blog category page. And because I have a basic account, so I'm going to set up 1000 page views as default. And for the actual URL, I'm going to paste in the URL, but I'm going to ensure that I select simple URL match, because sometimes if you pass in URL parameters, that might not trigger the heat map if you select exact match URL, for example. But with simple URL, it will also capture even if you're passing UTM parameters, for example. Just click Review and Save and click Create Heat Map. So now you will see the blog category page has been added here, and over a period of time, we will see data being captured for this particular page. And if you look here for the home page, this is a heat map which has already automatically been set up, and now we can look at the heat map and see what visitors are doing. But obviously only 2 people have visited, which is basically just me. I don't see any data here, but that's absolutely fine. Over a period of time, we will see data. And the second thing which you could enable is recordings. And by default, Hotjar will automatically enable it for you. And over a period of time, you will see recordings appear here. So those are the 2 things which I would set up straight away. And in the future, if you want to set up surveys, you can easily do that by clicking New Survey and defining the type of question you want to ask for your visitors. We can cover this in detail. Please leave me a comment below if you would like me to set this up, but I will let you play with this. Let's now set up a heat map using Crazyegg. Crazyegg is similar to Hotjar, but I prefer Crazyegg for its reporting. So let's add a new snapshot by clicking this button. Because we're going to record a heat map for just one page, I'm going to select this option. And here I'm going to copy the URL, so I'm going to use the same website and paste it in here. I'm going to name this as homepage. And here, as you can see, Crazyegg can allow you to track heat maps for particular devices. And that's something which Hotjar doesn't have. You can check out some of the advanced settings here and control when Crazyegg will be triggered. And you can define exactly those settings. But I'm happy with the default, so I'm going to click Review. So this looks okay. And then I'm going to create 3 screenshots or snapshots. In order to install Crazyegg, we will follow the exact same steps we did for Hotjar. And here in Google Tag Manager, just select Crazyegg from the list of tools and then head over to your account, which is basically when you click on your profile here and click Manage Account, that's the account number, and copy that account number into Google Tag Manager and paste it in here. And just like Hotjar, we're going to enable it for all pages, call it Crazyegg, and then save, and then publish. Awesome. So let's head over to Crazyegg and check our installation. I'm going to copy the URL, paste it in here, and click check URL. Awesome. So Crazyegg has been installed, and now we can see heatmap data come through. So I'm going to select my website here, and then over a period of time, we will see data come through here. And it's the same principle, just like Hotjar, where you will see recordings as well as heat maps. So that's the way you can set up Crazyegg on your website. Please leave a comment below if you face any problems or if you have any questions. So today we looked at how you can use various heat map tools to capture different data points. If you got value from this video, please consider subscribing to my channel to watch in-depth marketing tutorials. Check out my other videos in this series here.